Greetings. So we're here to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about Awesome Miner and how to manage an L3. We're going to talk about some NiceHash and how to pin your multi-pool profitability to NiceHash. And we're also going to talk about a new partnership with Coinbase that NiceHash has entered into. We'll also we're going to look at some implications of taxes and something that I just stumbled upon in Coinbase that is a beta, but it looks like it's going to help you with the cost basis to calculate taxes. So let's go ahead and start with the L3 and how it works with Awesome Miner. So I've got my second L3 now, and the second one worked. The first one is still out for shipment to Bitmain, and of course that's at my cost. They did not send any sort of RMAs or whatnot, but I guess it is what it is. So we're going to attach the miner that I have that's working as an external miner. We'll go ahead and call it L3 plus number 2. And we want to type in the IP address of the remote host, and we'll go ahead and hit next. Now you'll notice that it's showing the mining and the temperature and everything, and sometimes down here you'll see privileged, but initially you'll say read-only access. So in order for this to be privileged, you have to go to Tools, Antminer, and then configure the API access. Then you have to put your root login and your SSH root as the username and then the password, and specify what model you have. There's some other features like configure frequency and default pools. I haven't really messed with that too much. But what I like the most about this is that I can restart the miner. It seems like sometimes my hashing power really kind of suffers a little bit when it's running for a day or two or more. So I just go ahead and reset this every now and then. And it seems to alleviate that. Before I applied the new firmware, the system seemed to stop mining altogether and crash every now and then, and it definitely required a reboot. So ever since NiceHash has come back online, I've been wanting to just experiment and pin my systems to that, simply because if I switch to too many pools, I have an issue with a little bit of my money is left here, there, and everywhere. Now, another issue that I had for some reason, and I've swapped out my T7910 for a T7610, so I don't know if it's related to that or not, but I've had some issues with the actual NiceHash client to even be able to run on this system. So I've been using Awesome Miner exclusively on this rig, and I've been playing around with using the built-in NiceHash installation on some other rigs. What we're going to do is go to main, and we're going to create a new miner, and we're going to create it as if it's a managed profit miner, and we'll just go ahead and hit finish. Is go to the properties, and you can override the pool settings. So if you want to pin it to NiceHash or Zpool or whatnot, Mining Pool Hub, you can do that. So if you're having problems with the NiceHash client, and if you still want to take advantage of the profit switching, then you can set this up and not have to just simply use a script to point at it directly. And whatever's wrong with my system is also breaking the logic on the multi-pool hub. So the Awesome Miner is really coming in handy. One of the advantages here, other than being able to reboot the miner, is I do like the fact that I have a single pane of glass that shows me the estimates for all of the machines, the mining machines that I have, and what type of currency they're running. So now let's switch gears and talk about NiceHash's return and some interesting topics surrounding that. So as you can see, if we take advantage of Awesome Miner or the built-in NiceHash miner, you'll notice that you see different profitability at different times for the coin that it's picking. And that's the advantage of going to a multi-coin mining pool like NiceHash. Now, one of the disadvantages of NiceHash is that it pays out in Bitcoin. So it takes a long time to receive Bitcoin payments traditionally if you're not going to deposit into your NiceHash wallet. Now, one thing that's interesting is you will see here now that you can withdraw into Coinbase. And, you know, previously the minimum withdrawals was quite high. And as you can see, there was a pretty large fee that could, you know, at this Bitcoin payment, that was equaling the $6 or $7, which is very steep. But then what happened is a little bit later, this experimental tab came out that says you can download your money to Coinbase at a much smaller frequency and at 0% fee. So I don't know if you noticed, but there was a little tab that said previously what happened to my earnings, and it said something about capital venture. It said something about venture capitalists are going to be investing money into NiceHash so that they could pay out folks who lost their money. I mean, this is speculative, but I think Coinbase is that venture capitalist. I think the increase of the commissions here is to help pay Coinbase back. And I really wouldn't be surprised if NiceHash is just depositing their money into Coinbase's exchange, because you can send cash at no cost. And historically, when you send say Bitcoin to a friend within the Coinbase network, it charges something like a penny. It's basically no cost. So, you know, that's all speculative, but just event correlation and putting two and two together, you know, it looks like Coinbase is going to heavily partner with NiceHash. And that's cool. I think it benefits both of them. So one advantage of this, since I'm already a Coinbase you know, user, is that I can also take this money from within Coinbase and convert it into GDAX. So GDAX is an exchange that is affiliated or owned by Coinbase, and it has a much lower withdrawal rate to go to other exchanges. So in the past, if I wanted to say take Bitcoin and shoot it over to Bitrex and buy some Ripple coin, there would be a large, like a 4% withdrawal fee to do that. So what we have now is sort of a trifecta to where we can mine with NiceHash, we can get the Bitcoin payments a lot quicker, and we can deposit them into Coinbase basically for free, pull it into the GDAX exchange, and then send it over to Bitrex and have like a 0.25 commission. So we can move money in and out a lot better through Coinbase and their affiliations, but we can still utilize other exchanges to buy the coins that we might want. So I think that's a pretty cool scenario, and that's why I've recently decided not to give up on NiceHash. And their return, I noticed that before we could withdraw money to Coinbase, that sometimes these commissions would be so high that it would essentially be no benefit to work with NiceHash. I could be on Zpool and make $5 a day, and if I pulled money out very rapidly, which I would want to because NiceHash got hacked, you know, the commissions basically negated the extra earnings. So this is golden right here. Now we can get our extra earnings from NiceHash, and we get free withdrawals. So I'm loving that. I'm loving the GDAX as well, and you know, much cheaper way to transport our money out into other exchanges. Now we also talked about tax implications. So Coinbase now has this cost basis for taxes, and it's a beta, but it looks like we can report upon you know, basically our cost bases, and this could be a tool to better aid us as Coinbase has to be taxed. Now, I'm certainly no tax advisor, but part of my understanding from just talking with some of my coworkers is that in the new tax laws, you will no longer be able to mine Bitcoin, say through NiceHash, sell it, then buy Litecoin, and then have that be considered a transfer of funds. So what my coworkers have discussed and told me is that if you sell Bitcoin and you make a profit, you have to take a capital gain on it, and then you can buy Litecoin. So check with your tax folks, but if that's true, then the multi-pool hub is going to come in handy. What I would do at that point is mine NiceHash for Bitcoin, and then come over to the multi-pool hub where you can do an auto exchange and you can decide what coin you want. So right now, I'm going to try to pump Ethereum, and then as you can see, the miners have been doing some Bitcoin Gold, Feathercoin, Z Classic, Zencash, and so on. And what this will do is auto convert them, and effectively it's like what NiceHash does with the Bitcoin, except you can pick your payout. So that's something that's of interest with the multi-pool hub. I'm also wondering what the tax implications would be that if I was to take a payment in Bitcoin to Coinbase, but then use Shapeshift or say Bitrex to then convert it to a USDT, which is a token and is not considered to be cash. You know, what would the implications be there in order to move funds around without being taxed on it? So worst case, a portion of my miners will be pointing to multi-pool hub if there's no other way to transform these coins from the BTC that NiceHash delivers. So perhaps some of you guys can put some information in the comments below if you have any understanding of how the new tax laws will affect us. And until then, I'm going to sign off. This has been a little long video, but I hope it's been useful to you.